If you are about to sign on an EV this month, wait. 5 electric vehicles are landing in American showrooms before Christmas, and 2 of them reset entire segments. 5 arrivals, 1 countdown, and the honest advice on whether to wait or buy now. Let's get into it. Starting at number 5 with the most anticipated luxury debut of the year, the Range Rover Electric. Land Rover has confirmed pricing and deliveries begin this year, with America among the first markets, and the expectation is a starting price around $120,000. 542 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque, and the promise that matters most to this badge: the same road presence and the same off-road capability as the gas version with 0 tailpipe emissions. That last part is why this launch is bigger than a spec sheet. The Range Rover name carries the heaviest expectations of any luxury SUV on earth. This is the vehicle that has to wade rivers, climb mountains, and then pull up to a hotel entrance without apology. Land Rover engineered the electric version to do all of it, and the early testing footage shows deep water fording and serious off-road work rather than the parking lot demonstrations most luxury EVs settle for. For buyers, this is the arrival that reshapes the very top of the market. The Lucid Gravity, the Cadillac Escalade IQ, and the Mercedes EQS SUV have owned that air. None of them carries the off-road credibility of a Range Rover, and none of them carries that badge. If you have been waiting to go electric without leaving the brand you trust for the mountains and the ranch, this is your year. Just expect the first allocation to move fast and the discounts to be non-existent. First-year Range Rovers rarely negotiate. Number 4 is the performance car that could ruin the value math on everything above it, the Hyundai Ioniq 6N. Arriving later this year, this is the N division treatment applied to the sleek Ioniq 6 sedan. 641 horsepower from dual motors, 0 to 62 in around 3.2 seconds, and an expected price in the mid-50,000s. Understand what that combination means. The Ioniq 5N, the car that just took the price cut we covered and became the performance bargain of the year at $59,900, is the most acclaimed performance EV in the world. The Ioniq 6N takes that same 641 horsepower drivetrain, the same simulated 8-speed gearbox theater, the same drift modes, and installs it in a body with a drag coefficient of 0.22, the most aerodynamic shape Hyundai has ever produced. Better slipperiness means better range, better highway efficiency, and better stability at the speeds this car invites. The reason it matters for a wait or buy decision is simple. If you are cross-shopping performance EVs right now, the Model 3 Performance, the EV6 GT, the Ioniq 5N, a 4th option with sedan aerodynamics and the same drivetrain arrives within months. Waiting costs you nothing but time, and it hands you a better negotiating position on all 4. The performance EV price war we covered is about to gain another combatant, and every combatant makes your money stronger. Number 3 is the launch Mercedes has called the most important in its entire electric strategy. The Mercedes GLC with EQ technology, arriving in the second half of this year at an expected $60,000 to $75,000. And the name itself is the story. As we covered when discussing the death of the EQ sub-brand, Mercedes stopped giving its electric cars separate identities. This is not an EQC, it is the GLC, electrified, the same nameplate that has been one of the brand's best sellers for years, now with a battery underneath. The hardware is entirely new. This rides on the MB, EAM platform built from the ground up for electric rather than adapted from a gas chassis, with an 800-volt architecture supporting peak charging around 330 kilowatts. The launch models pair dual-motor all-wheel drive with roughly 483 horsepower from a 94 kilowatt-hour pack, and range estimates land in the neighborhood of 335 to 350 miles. But the headline feature is what stretches across the dashboard. The optional display spans nearly 39 inches, pillar to pillar, one of the largest screens ever fitted to a production vehicle, paired with an AI voice assistant that understands plain, conversational English rather than memorized commands. 4-wheel steering and air suspension are available, and the cabin brings the material quality that separates a real Mercedes from a badge exercise. The reason to wait for this one is competitive. The GLC EQ lands directly on the BMW iX3. And when the two most established German luxury brands launch competing electric SUVs within months of each other, buyers collect the benefits. Neither brand can afford to lose this fight, which means the cross-shopping leverage in your favor has never been better in this segment. Number 2 might be the most important vehicle launch of the entire year. The BMW iX3, arriving in American showrooms this fall at $61,500 before destination. And the numbers behind it explain why this channel keeps circling back to it. 434 miles of EPA estimated range, 400 kilowatt peak charging, 10 to 80% in 21 minutes, 463 horsepower, and 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. Stack that against the field. On the longest range countdown, the iX3 was the value shock of the list. Top 5 range for roughly half the money of everything around it. The best range per dollar of any long-range EV in America. And the 400 kilowatt charging is not just quick for a BMW. It is the fastest charging speed of any vehicle in this video, adding around 175 miles in 10 minutes at a compatible station. This is also the first vehicle on BMW's Neue Klasse platform, which the company describes as its biggest engineering reset in decades. 800-volt architecture, 6th generation cylindrical battery cells, the Heart of Joy control unit managing powertrain and braking responses faster than any previous BMW, and panoramic vision, a full-width projector across the base of the windshield that replaces the traditional instrument cluster entirely. Here is the market signal that matters most. While Honda exited American EVs completely and Ford paused its lineup waiting on next-generation platforms, BMW reported roughly 100,000 iX3 orders in the first 9 months of availability abroad. In the middle of the retreat season, this channel has documented all year, one German brand is selling everything it can build. Reservations are open, the first allocation will move quickly, and early discounts will be non-existent. But if you want the most advanced electric SUV under $70,000, this is the one worth the wait. And the EV most worth waiting for this year is the Kia EV3. Late this year, around $35,000, and up to 320 miles of Kia estimated range. Read those 3 numbers together, because almost nothing in America manages all of them at once. And the vehicle that does them best was already crowned World Car of the Year overseas before it ever reached our shores. Here is what makes the EV3 the value threat of the year. 2 battery options, a 58.3 kilowatt hour pack and an 81.4 kilowatt hour long range version with a native NACS port that plugs directly into the Tesla supercharger network, no adapter required. 10 to 80% charging in as little as 29 minutes. 5 trims from light through wind, land, GT line, and eventually a GT performance version with all-wheel drive available. Vehicle-to-load capability that turns the car into a mobile power bank for camping gear, tools, or appliances. And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, the coverage moat this channel keeps returning to. Now compare it to what exists today. The Chevy Bolt is the cheapest new EV in America and the value king of our 5-year ownership countdown. But its production is reportedly ending next year, and it charges at a fraction of the EV3's speed. The Nissan Leaf offers 303 miles under $30,000, but remains supply strangled. The Equinox EV delivers 319 miles for $33,600. The EV3 arrives with a bigger warranty than any of them. The Hyundai Motor Group platform pedigree, more cargo space than its class, and the design language that made the EV9 a hit shrunk into a compact crossover. If the pricing lands where Kia is targeting, this becomes the default recommendation for anyone shopping their first EV. That is the definition of worth waiting for. Here is how to think about this, because waiting is not free. 3 rules. Rule 1, wait only for a confirmed date. The iX3 has one. The EV3 has a confirmed launch window. The Highlander EV does not, and that is the entire difference. A vehicle with a firm arrival is a plan. A vehicle without one is a hope, and hopes have cost buyers entire model years. Toyota's delay is the proof. Rule 2, count what waiting costs you. Every month you hold out, you keep driving what you already have. You keep paying for gas above $4 a gallon, and you pass on the incentives sitting on the hood right now. As covered in the deals video, the Ioniq 9 carries $10,000 cash. The EV9 has 0% for 60 months, and manufacturer offers on the current field are the richest they have been all year. First allocation cars, by contrast, arrive with no discounts whatsoever. You pay sticker, sometimes more. So waiting for the iX3 might mean paying full price for a better vehicle, while buying today might mean deep savings on a very good one. That is a budget question as much as a product question. Rule 3. New launches make old cars cheaper. Even if you never buy an EV3, its arrival pressures the Bolt, the Leaf, and the Equinox EV. Even if you skip the iX3, its arrival pressures the Model Y, the Optic, and the Ioniq 5. The best move for some buyers is not waiting to buy the new car. It is waiting until the new car lands, then buying the discounted outgoing rival. That is how the Prologue and the outgoing iX became clearance bargains on this channel, and it will happen again this winter. 5 arrivals before Christmas. The Range Rover Electric taking the badge off-road without a tailpipe. The Ioniq 6N adding a 4th fighter to the performance price war. The Mercedes GLC EQ bringing a familiar nameplate and a 39-inch screen. The BMW iX3 delivering 434 miles and 400 kilowatt charging for $61,500. And the Kia EV3 threatening to become the best value EV in America at $35,000. And notice what that lineup says about this moment. All year, this channel has documented retreat. Honda exiting entirely, Ford pausing, Stellantis writing off billions, models discontinued by the dozen. Yet in the same year, BMW is selling every iX3 it can build. Kia is bringing an affordable champion, Mercedes is rebuilding its whole electric identity, and Land Rover is electrifying an icon. The brands leaving are loud. The brands arriving are the ones to watch. Whatever you drive out of a showroom this winter, you are buying into the strongest field of electric vehicles America has ever had. And the next 5 arrivals prove the market is not shrinking, it is sorting. I am Nick, this has been Nick's Car Review, and I will see you in the next one.